Hey guys, just finished watching Salaar, and I would like to do a review on the movie. I had a problem with the movie. It wasn't long enough for the part one, and they're making us wait for part two. That's my biggest problem. Because the movie was great. Oh my god, it was so good. It's one of the best movies of the year, and definitely a worthy theater experience. Um, I need to start somehow. Okay, so let me start with Prashant Neel, right? The guy who gave us KGF. I was unfortunate not to watch the first KGF in the theater, but I was fortunate enough to watch it in the theater for part 2 or KGF 2, and it was great, everything. So the hype was just really big for me to watch Salah the moment they announced it, and finally I watched it, and I'm super satisfied. It was worth the wait, and I loved it, really loved it. And Prashad Neil is a mastermind who created literally a whole world, Kansar, from scratch. It was so good. Like KGF, it was a totally different world, and Salaar is totally a different world. So much. I know they have their similarity, like the way the visually it looks mostly dark and gritty, but I can assure you it's totally two different worlds. I always had troubles when watching certain movies where the time period and the kind of dressing they do and the technology they do don't match. It kind of offsets the movie for me in most cases. But this movie, it literally happens in the current time with the current technologies, and they are dressing up in a certain way which looks tribal uh, to their own culture that Prashant Neel created, and it kind of blended both kind of blended well. It's I can't explain it. When you watch it visually, it will be great to watch. So big hats off to Prashant Neel, and really eagerly waiting for part two. And next for Prabhas. Okay, I watched first Prabhas movie was Bahubali. It was so great and it was good, and the pressure and the hype just uh, kept on increasing for every single movie that he did after that, and none of it really um, kept the expectations of like he's just a big star after Bahubali, and every movie comes with a big budget, and I don't think in none of his projects after Bahubali made any justice, right? But for Salah, I think this is a big comeback for Prabhas, and it was so great. I have to talk a bit about his screen presence, like all the fighting scenes. He had a swag. He had like this superstar, Rajinikanth kind of mannerism. He had his own style. I'm not saying similar to Rajinikanth, but he had his own style and he had this swag which looked so cool watching in the theater, and I just loved it. He really looked good, and his actions were like really, really mind blowing. I mean, most of it is was like slow, slow motion shots, and he just captured the audience with his presence, and it was good, and I loved it. Prithviraj, another favorite character, I mean, a favorite actor of mine who played a major character in this movie. I think there'll be more from him from past two. Like the first part, I think the whole movie is about friendship, and these two friends who are friends gonna get turned um, on each other, and they're gonna become like arch nemesis. So I don't think I'm spoiling the movie. It's already there in the story synopsis. And then of all people, big shout out to Ravi. Basrur, who's the music director. KGF worked big time because of the music. Because in whichever language you watched it, the you can still get the gritty feeling, and whatever emotional feeling you can just connect to the characters. And when you watch the movie, he played his magic. I haven't watched his other works or heard his other works, but KJ was the main, and now I can see he really brought the same magic back for Salah, and that's great. I normally would like to watch a movie in their native language with subtitles, but the only exception that I had was for KGF when I did watch it in Kannada original language with subtitle. It did not resonate so much with me, but when I watched it again after some of my friends recommended it, I watched it with the Tamil dub with the English subtitle for a Kannada movie. The dialogues were like over the top, over the world, but it it really resonated with the character on what they're trying to say and what they're trying to portray. It really clicked well. So if I had one exception, it will always be a Prashant Neel movie with whatever original language he does it. I'm gonna watch it in Tamil because I know it's gonna be great. And I have to talk a little bit about the over the top action because the moment I went in, I was in the hall before the movie started. The movie just started abruptly, like there was no advertisement, there was nothing. It just the movie started and it just clicked, and I'm already on the hook from the first minute. At one point, I actually thought, oh, are they playing a trailer of Salah before the movie Salah? Because that's how it felt for me. Because I didn't really feel how to say the movie started. I didn't feel the impact, and then when the movie clicked, it's 3 hour of roller coaster of pure adrenaline rush. You are just on the edge of your seat the whole time. You're trying to understand what's happening. They're throwing so much information at you, and it's just not enough. But still, you're trying to go through with the process. And finally, the first part ended with a nice twist, and I felt the whole movie was great for me personally. And then they're just gonna make us wait for part two. And hope you guys go check it out. And it's a really good movie. Definitely worth watching in theaters. So till then, I'll see you in my next review. Bye.